Ladies and gentlemen, children who shouldn't be watching this, please, I beg of you, welcome to NXT Heatwave. It is friggin' hot out, so this is an aptly named NXT Premium Live event. We've got a stacked card tonight, boys. We're gonna start off with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, Los Lotharios, taking on Brutus and Julius, the Creed brothers. Not for any title on the line. I don't even know who the champions are right now. I'm going to back out and check that out real quick. Just 1 second. Hang on a second. Santos Escobar, current NXT champion of the world. We know that. Carmelo Hayes, North American champion, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah. Good to know. Good to refresh my memory. Alright. I might cut that part out because I legit forgot that. I thought the Creeds were the champions for some reason. It's actually Judgment Day. Wait, it's Judgment Day, right? No, it's Los Lotharios. Pardon me, I'm being racist. It's Legado del Fantasma. Alright, so kicking things off with the blood feud between the Garza family. It's technically Carrillo's related. I don't remember how, cousins or something. But Garza and Humberto taking on Brutus and Julius. Already mentioned that. Blood feud hopefully comes to an end tonight. Zoe Stark goes one-on-one with Albert Fryer for the NXT Women's pardon me, for the NXT Women's Championship. Third match, Solo Sikoa takes on Noam Dar in a match that has no business taking place at all whatsoever. In a Falls Count Anywhere match, by the way. Street fight, I guess. Solo Sikoa, former street champ of something. So, yeah, Noam Dar looking to walk a mile in his shoes. Fourth match, an Elimination Chamber for the NXT Women's Legacy Championship. It's going to be Shotzi Blackheart taking on Blair Davenport with Xia Li, Bayley, and Sonya Deville, and the reigning defending champion defending her championship within the chamber, Tiffany Stratton. That's going to be one heck of a match right there. Fifth match, Legado del Fantasma, the Latino World Order, taking on the Judgment Day, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. The sixth match, Carmelo Hayes goes one-on-one with Wes Lee to determine who the true heel in this rivalry has been. Spoiler alert, it's still going to be Wes Lee, I'm pretty sure of that. And finally, in our main event, Cody Rhodes failed to acquire the NXT Championship last week. Or not last week, because it's the same week. On the last episode of NXT. But he'll get a shot once more at the title with 5 other men. Finn Balor joins him inside the Elimination Chamber alongside JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, and Apollo Crews with the reigning defending champion Santos Escobar. Good God, this is gonna be a bloody, brutal affair. Alright, let's get this show on the road. It's an actual tag team match, hallelujah! Except I actually don't even like tag team matches, so what am I talking about? Let us go ahead and be... Let's be Angel. I kind of wanted to play as the Creed brothers, because I've been burying them so much. But at the same time, like, what if this rivalry action were to make it where the losing tag team breaks up? Then I'd feel really bad for breaking up. Well, I guess that wouldn't be so bad, because I want Angel Garza as a solo guy anyway. I'd be fine with that. But I'd love to break up Brutus from Julius, so I can push Julius as a single star and give Brutus nothing. Hoo-ha! The drop kick! Beautiful! Look at that guy out there with the little digital camera there. It was like an actual camera from the mid-2000s and not a flip phone. Or flip phone, pardon me. But not an iPhone. Does anyone still use flip phones? I don't. I never did. Whoa! I didn't get a phone until I was like 18, I want to say. And I only got it because one time I was at college and my dad had driven me there and dropped me off, and it was supposed to only take me like 5 minutes and I'd come back out and he'd drive me back home, but I took like 5 extra minutes, and then when I came back out, he assumed that I was needing more time there, or I forget what the deal was. But yeah, I basically missed my curfew to go back home, and then I got left there for the entire day. I went there at like 11 a.m. My classes started at like 5 p.m. Oh, all right then. And and I had to spend the entire day on campus. That was fun. I don't have springboard? What the heck? Why? Oh, the knees to the gut. Yeah, I was doing research for something for my illegal classes, but it was supposed to take me like 10 minutes, and again, as I said, I missed my curfew, so my dad thought I was gonna spend the entire day there, and that I'd be just fine. Spoiler alert, I was not just fine, because I needed to go home and print some stuff out and bring back to campus. And since I couldn't do that, I had to make up for it like the next day or the next week or something. I don't know, my memory's fuzzy on that whole affair because I hated college so very much. Well, I love the legal part of college because I went to college to become a paralegal. Spoiler alert, that didn't quite work out because I got moved across country and that screwed everything up. But I hated like the normal classes. I didn't like doing history because like I already did this. You know, well, I said the wrong thing. I hated English. I hated English because it's just the same thing you do in high school. It's just writing a lot of papers. It's a lot of effort, a lot of words for no good reason at all. And I hated it. Oh, God. But I love my history class because I love history-ish. And my history teacher was actually really fun. I really enjoyed him. Brutus doing the runaround like Braun Strowman. What the heck? I can get when you hold the block button that it'll block attacks, but to block grapples, that's a little bit stupid. Come on now. Yeah, I loved my history teacher. Hated English, hated computer science or whatever it was called. Hated any class that wasn't involved in the legal or justice system. And yeah, that about sums up my brief period in college. I dropped out because because like I said, I had to move across the country, and I wasn't gonna do my classes online like some nerd because I wasn't that interested. Oh, we almost won a count out there. Kick out of nothing, please. Oh, I screwed that up. Angel just did a dive and nearly hit me. Frankensteiner. Alright, Angel, get in here. Bring it, Julius. Eat a super kick. I mean, I didn't immediately drop out of college. I tried to finish the semester by doing it strictly online, and I was doing it while on the road driving from South Carolina to Oregon, which sucked ass. And I believe I dropped out in Arizona. I mean, that's a kind of weird sentence if you don't know the whole story and it doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean you're doing college in South Carolina and then dropped out in Arizona? What? But yeah, it was in a hotel in Arizona where I decided to throw in the towel. I was like, I'm not gonna gain anything from completing the semester. I mean, I wouldn't have. There was some monetary issues that I wouldn't have to endure had I kept it up and finished the semester. I think. I don't remember. But yeah, I decided no, don't want to bother. Can't be bothered because anything I learned in that class. Is it going to transfer over? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't have any guarantees. And, like, all the legal stuff that I was learning in South Carolina, it's hard to say if that would even apply to any of the legal stuff in Oregon because every legal system in every state is going to be a bit different. So, yeah, I had no interest in further pursuing those classes online, because it was a lot of trouble to keep up with while I'm simultaneously driving cross country, and wasn't guaranteed to be of any benefit in the immediate future. And to this day, it's still not been a benefit to anything, so I think I made the right call there. If I could go back and do it all over again, I simply would not have gone to college at all. I would have gotten a job straight up out of high school. I would have been fine, I assume. Then I could have stayed in South Carolina when everyone else had moved to Oregon. That would have been fine with me. I can't be mad. Oregon wasn't all that bad. I had a lot of fun out there. Met a lot of cool people. Did a lot of fun things. Just wasn't quite for me, though. Ooh. Alright, let's tag out. Brutus, you're botching the spots, man. I live in Texas now, and it's nice out here. I'm a little too far out in the backwoods areas for my liking. I would have liked to be close to the cities, and I'm doing everything in my power. Well, kind of. Almost everything in my power to get closer to some of the major cities. I mean, not anything super major like Dallas or whatnot. But I was trying to move to Houston initially. Love to make my way down to San Antonio or close by. It's very cool, very gorgeous down there. Yeah! But right now I'm in a freakishly small city and I don't like it. I don't like small cities. I don't like the stupid, stereotypical, oh, small town, everyone knows each other, everyone helps out each other. I don't want any part of that. I don't want to be known. I don't want my neighbors to give me groceries. I don't want my neighbors to be curious about my love life. I don't want neighbors at all, which kind of works out in a small town if you go out in the country, but at the same time, if you're in a big town and your neighbors just don't care about you and don't interact with you, that's basically the same as having no neighbors, in my opinion. Whoa! Oh, missed that. Thank you for having my back, Angel. I can always count on you. Ah, Brutus Bomb of a unique sort, unique variety. Oh. I work in a retail store right now. I don't like it there because the previous retail chain I worked for was amazing. I loved it. What was that? Why'd the camera change? Whoa. But yeah, retail chain I worked at beforehand, before I moved to Texas, was amazing. I loved it there. I kind of hated it there because I didn't really get help from management at all. And all my coworkers were kind of lazy, and I was basically doing everything by myself. Not really any exaggeration there. You could talk to any of my coworkers who weren't in my immediate department, they tell you the same. So I didn't like being the foundation of everything and not having any help. I loved it when I had my department lead there. She was amazing. Greatest person I've ever known. I'm gonna name my children after her, all of them. Ow. And then when she left, I took over the department, and then I didn't really want to take over the department, but I didn't really feel like I had anywhere else to go, because it's like I'd been working there for 6 years, 5 years, 4 or 5 years at that point. And so I felt like, well, I kind of had to inherit it because that's what I've been doing for so long. I knew it like the back of my hand, so it seemed like a natural step. And I didn't want to, like, parlay into, like, the home department because even though they pay me more at the time, there's going to be a pay cap eventually where they're just, no matter how high you get paid over in the home department, they're still going to be making less than the highest paid people in grocery. So I wanted to stay in the grocery division departments. Because in the short term, I would have been making more money in the home had I gone and jumped the ship. But in the long term, I was going to be making more money staying in the food departments. In the grocery departments. So that's ultimately what I did. And it worked out. For the most part. But, oh, that was awesome. But, again, when I took over, all my coworkers, and this is why I didn't want to take over, all my coworkers were just the laziest people and were completely unreliable. And I knew I was going to have a hard time adjusting because with me and my lead, I would say we were very competent. We could get the job done. We didn't really need to rely on any of the other goobers that we couldn't rely on because we knew we couldn't rely on them. We carried that stuff to hell and back, and it was amazing. We were the dream team. And so when she left, I was like, okay, this is going to suck ass for quite a while until these people either get a work ethic or we get some turnover and I get new coworkers to deal with. And, spoiler alert, what ended up happening was many, if not all, of the coworkers I had at that time wound up quitting or going elsewhere. One of them moved up to Washington. Good for her. I don't miss her. And eventually I did get new employees to work with. One of them... Don't you dare taunt. One of them was a good worker. He wasn't the greatest worker, but he was a good enough worker that I could cover his weaknesses. And it wasn't me totally carrying the company on my back. One of the new hires that was hired like at the same time that I was moving up to the department lead. They started off really rough, but they were one of the more reliable closers for the department. I really gained a ton of respect for them because they were like maybe 17 or 18. They were very young, so I didn't have a lot of high hopes for her. But she wound up being one of the more reliable and more consistent workers in the department, which was impressive because we had like 20-plus-year-olds who weren't carrying their weight at the time and were very lazy, had no work ethic, were very unreliable. Then we got this like 17, 18-year-old who's just not starting off with the greatest work ethic or anything like that, but eventually was super reliable, good work ethic, never called in sick, never showed up late, always on time. Just good worker all around, so I was very proud of her. I didn't teach her any of that because I was on the grave shift for the most part. When I started as department lead, they were trying to transition me to more morning into afternoon type of role, so I'd be there to kind of train everybody. But because everybody was so unreliable, it was like I just had to come in at the graveyard times because otherwise crap wouldn't get done. And I needed it to get done. And if I didn't do it, nobody would. So that's how that all went down. Let's go for the hesitation drop kick from the corner. I'm ranting a lot about my old job, and I'm making it sound like I had a terrible time there. I kind of did, but it was great. I'd go back in a heartbeat. I would have taken the store with me to Texas if I could, but I couldn't. And when I got to Texas, I then took a little while, but eventually I got into another retail store. And I thought it'd be like a one-to-one transition. I was like, it can't be much different than the old place I worked out. And I was so wrong. I was so very wrong. I mean, some of the people at my new job, my new retail place of work, they're great. But the job itself is ass. I hate it. And I hate many of the coworkers I work with. And more importantly, I hate the coworker that I work with on the daily, who is my, basically, not boss. She's not my boss or anything. But she's the price changer. I'm the backup price changer. So we spend every day of the week for 8 hours straight together, literally. And I don't like her. I don't like conversing with her because she's very hard to converse with. I don't like being around her because she's very unpleasant to be around. I don't like working with her at all. So that's a big factor in why I'm now applying literally everywhere else. And I actually did get an email the other day from from a place I applied at, saying they were looking forward to continuing the application progress. They just need to get me to call them back because they tried to call me and they weren't able to get through. So I've called this weekend. It's the weekend where I'm playing this game. When I'm playing this game, but the person I'm supposed to talk to hasn't been there all weekend. So I'm guessing they're going to be back on Monday, and I'll call them back on Monday, and we'll see how that goes. I feel like I should be able to squeeze in very easily because it's the same parent company of the company that I worked at prior. I've got all the experience in the world. I know all their systems. I know all their tactics, the methods, everything. Ow. So it's like I should be able to be slotted right in their company with no real issue whatsoever. And it's going to be great when it happens. I just need it to happen. I need them to hire me and not hire somebody else in the amount of time it takes me to get there. Now, once that happens, everything will starkly improve. Because even if it's not a one-to-one translation from my previous place of employment, I can't imagine they're gonna have a worse coworker than the one I have to put up with right now. I just can't imagine it. And maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe I'm being cruel. I apologize in advance if I am, or I apologize in the present for being so. But I cannot stand it. I need to get out. If I don't get this job, then I'm probably going to straight up quit my current job anyway and just keep applying elsewhere because the stuff I have to deal with is completely ridiculous and I don't want to put up with it anymore. Kick out at 2. I wanted to suicide dive. Didn't quite work out. Look out, Angel! Ow. Brutus, please. Suplex on the floor. Oh, well, I guess I was too far away to grapple, and then he countered my grapple. Or, not really countered, and then he took advantage of the fact that I failed to grapple. Locked him up, boyos! Oh! I just did the Velveteen Dream thing there. What is this? Samoan drop! Alright then. Let's put you in the corner, sir. Ow. Okay. He doesn't want to go to the corner. Get off of me. Upsy daisy. Neck breaker. Alright, Angel. Do your stuff. We're going up. What is this? Spanish fly? Spanish fly! Into the pin! Into the pin! It's over! Oh, Brutus from out of nowhere! Flying in like the cannonball that he is! Alright. That's it. The Jeff Hardy dropkick. Oh, oh, oh! Ow. Oh, tags in Brutus Creed. Don't you roll out of the way from me. You there, knock it off. Alright, let's throw you into the corner. That's not the corner. Doesn't matter, you lift. Let's hit Brutus with the wing clipper. That's it, that's the match. There it is. Wing Clipper! It's over! The feud ends predictably, because I only ever chose to play as Angel Garza. Yeah. We did it. We buried the creeds. Alright.